I know my bracket was broken a couple of days ago, but after this game where New England pulled off a stunning upset against the Supporters Shield winner Philadelphia Union, I might as well just throw my bracket into the trash right now because the two MLS team that I predicted that was going to make it to MLS Cup this season, in the end, they didn't even make it past the first round. And I know after tonight and whatever happened in that Seattle versus LAFC game, if you want to ask me which is probably the most stunning upset of today, or if you want to ask everybody what is the most stunning upset from today's playoffs, a lot of people is going to say Nashville over TFC. But in my opinion, I think this upset by New England over the Union is even a bigger upset than the one that Nashville pulled off against TFC. Mainly because I did not see this one coming with the way that, I understand the Revs have been good this season on the road, but they're facing against the Union, who has just been unstoppable this season, especially at home, going with a perfect 9 for 9 and pretty much winning all 9 of the game. And tonight, for the first time ever this season, they just look flat and look kind of disinterest. While New England, they took advantage of a Union team that for whatever reason just never got going, and it seemed like Bruce Arena has just turned the clock back and once again shows and in some way proved people wrong about how he doesn't have it anymore in terms of getting a team in a deep playoff run. Now, in the first half and in the first 5 minutes of the game, I thought the Union were the better team, and they probably should have been up 1-0 4 minutes in when Montero had a big opportunity to score from 4 yards out, but unfortunately he wasn't able to take advantage of it. But after that, the Revs started to woke up and they started to really knock on the door for the opening goal. First, there was a bit of a controversial moment as the Revs were shouting for a handball after it looked like Glesnes handball while blocking Bo's shot on the ground. But no penalty was given. But then, just 6 minutes later, Bo had a good look from about 18 yards out, but unfortunately, he just missed wide. But just looking at how the game kind of went, New England were definitely the better team, and it looked like they were potentially going to get that first goal, and they did. In the 26th minute, Adam Buxoff scores from Carlos Hill to give New England a 1-0 lead before they would make it 2-0 just 4 minutes later. And it's Tejan Buchanan once again assisted by Carlos Hill. And just like that, it's 2-0 New England. And even though a lot of people are very surprised with the scoreline when they first look at it, if you actually watch this game, it's not really surprised that New England were able to capitalize of those chances that they took, which is one of the rare things that they done this season, because this has been a team that's known to miss their chances and known to waste the opportunity. But tonight was one of those games where they were very, very sharp in terms of going forward on the attack. And that also kind of really surprised the Union too, because they just look absolute shell shock of how in the world did they find themselves 2-0 down at home and just look nothing like a Supporters Shield champion. Now, that being said, heading into the second half, even though the Union were up, or the Revs were up 2-0 in this game, I was thinking surely the Union is going to get things going. And it's not like this is the first time they found themselves in this situation before. Remember last year when they were down 3-1 against the Red Bulls and it looked like they were down and out? Yeah, they were able to come back in the second half, force the game into extra time where they were able to win 4-3 in extra time. So I thought we're going to see that happening in the second half, right, where the Union is going to really start to push to trying to get one back, and the refs got to be careful not to just kind of overcommit and look very relaxed, knowing the fact that they can just cruise to this 2-0 victory. But instead, in the second half, they almost made it 3-0, and Carlos Hill might have just maybe scored one of the best, and definitely a goal that is going to be in contention for the playoff goal of the week if he was able to dink this lovely chip from about 19 yards out into the back of the net, but unfortunately it was denied by the post. And at the hour mark, you can see Jim Curtin was kind of had enough in terms of how his team looked flat, so he decided to kind of switch things up, started to bring in a couple of guys off the bench and also substitute a couple of guys out of it, and one of those guys is Brenden Aaronson, and little do we know, 30 minutes later, that was the last time we're going to see Aaronson playing for the Union. Because 3 minutes later, Shibilko did have a chance from a free header, but Turner was able to deny him. And at that point, I thought, well, there's kind of some life that the Unions are start to show. But can they, of course, continue that pressure on this New England team? And the answer is no. For the rest of the game, it just didn't look like they could get anything going on the attack, and just kind of look flat and look out of that idea going forward in the attack. And so many times this season, and especially in the playoffs, you would see teams when they're down 2-0 or even down a goal, they would really kind of push for it to try to get the equalizer or get one back. But that just never happened with the Union, which that also kind of just adds another of shocking factor of how this was just a game that New England just easily cruised their way to get themselves into the conference final or the conference semifinal, and that this was just no fluke whatsoever. And it wasn't just one of those games where the Union just they were unlucky going for it on the attack and just didn't have their shooting boots, and it was just a game where they just never got going. And they kind of showed that frustration after the final whistle, as there was some pushing and shoving that was going on between both teams. No card was handed during that instant, but yeah, in the end, New England with a surprising 2-0 win over the Union, but probably even more surprising the fact that this was such an easy kind of win for them, and that they were able to cruise their way to make it to the conference semifinal against the Supporter Shield winner. And the shots in this game, 15 shots compared to 11 that New England has. Both teams had 4 shots on goal. Both teams had 3 shots off target, 8 shots that was blocked for the 4 that New England has. And possession-wise, 58% possession compared to 42% possession. And as much as I know I've been saying that I'm kind of shocked that the Union never got going and that they kind of look flat, you gotta also give credit to the New England defense. I mean, their defense, which throughout this season has been just lights out and been shutting down some of the most potent attacking team in this league, they did it once again, shutting down this Union offense and not letting them get into a rhythm. And also in this game, which is kind of the biggest question that I have with this Rev team, and maybe the Achilles heel with this team, is the fact that can they able to put away their chances when they're able to present, so that they can, of course, score goals to move on to the next round. Well, in this game, they answer yes. We could put away their chances. We could put away our chances to score goals to potentially move on into the next round. And now the question is, can they continue to do that as they head into the conference semifinal against Orlando City? And as for the Union, again, like I said, this is just one of those games where they never got going, and this is also kind of the beauty of the MLS playoff with single elimination, where you can have the best regular season of your franchise history. You can literally win a supporter shield in the regular season and also look unbeatable at home. But if you just have one game where you just look completely off and just look like you never got thing going throughout the 90 minutes, this is kind of the resort you're going to see. And hence, this is why if the league is going to continue with single elimination, I won't be surprised we're going to see more upset in the league, because there's really no margin for error anymore. Like, if this was a time where if we're going to go with a two-legged affair, then maybe the Union could recover heading into the second leg. But unfortunately, that's not the case anymore with single elimination, and that I expect we're going to continue to see some upset and unexpected things that is going to happen. And that, as much as my bracket is just completely broken right now, I am not upset at all about that. In fact, I'm actually happy that my bracket is broken, because I get to see some teams that nobody believed that they were going to be in the conference semifinal, and I just want to see the Cinderella team of how deep can they, of course, make it to the playoffs and continue to surprise everybody. But yeah, there we have it. That is pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this game? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.